So with our mise en place in place, these will be our ingredients to make the homemade pumpkin bread. Again, this is a family recipe, so let's see exactly how smart some of my viewers are and if they can pay attention and figure out exactly how much of what am I putting in here. So what do I have here as far as ingredients go? Well, I have flour, salt, pecans, oil, eggs, whole cranberry, pumpkin pie spice, salt, baking soda, and baking powder. Into the bowl of a stand mixer, we're going to put our flour, our sugar, pumpkin pie, both baking soda and baking powder, and our salt. This will then get put into our stand mixer. We will attach the whisk, lock it in, and we are going to put it on a low setting and just let everything mix. Alright, so as everything is mixing into this here bowl, we will then drop in our eggs, with our oil, then we'll stop it, and we will add our whole cranberry, followed by 1 bag or 2 cups of that pumpkin puree that we made the other day. Just go ahead and get it all in there. Don't be shy. And then we will add pecans. And we're going to let this mix until it's thoroughly and well combined. So now we need to talk about a cooking vessel. So we are going to use 2 bread pans. Now these are non-stick bread pans, but just because they're non-stick doesn't mean that they're non-stick, and at least in my opinion. So what I like to do, just to be on the safe side, is I'm actually going to coat the entire inside of this pan with some Crisco. Okay, it's something that we've always done. There's really no measured amount as to how much Crisco to put in there, but we are going to basically coat the inside of these pans. And this is where the pumpkin bread mixture is going to be placed in for the duration of cooking. Alright, so our pans are now coated with Crisco. They are ready to roll. So we're going to let this mix up for a little bit more, and then we will pour the batter into the pans, and then we will go ahead and place the pans into the oven. Now this is going to cook at 350 degrees for about 65 minutes, or until a toothpick inserted or butter knife inserted comes out pretty much clean. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn it off. Unlock it. Lift this bad boy up. Take off our whisk. Make sure everything comes off. If you're not making a mess in the kitchen, you're just not cooking. And this is the right consistency that you want. It's exactly what we're looking for. So now we are going to go ahead and place it into the pans. Alright, so let's go ahead and pour the batter into our 2 loaf pans. Try to even out the batter between the loaf pans. Then you'll take your pans and just let them drop a little bit to the table or the counter. What you're trying to do is get bubbles out. And now we'll open up our fancy schmancy oven. And we'll go ahead and place these in. Hold on. Let me go ahead and move a rack. So we'll go ahead and place these into our oven. These are going to go for about 60 minutes. So, there is our 2 loaves of pumpkin bread. They will sit into the oven for about 60 minutes, so about 320. It is 220 now, so about 320. I will check these again. Alright, so it's about time for us to go ahead and check the bread. Let's go ahead and open this up. Here we go. Look at that. That is beautiful. So now we will insert. You can use a toothpick or a butter knife. I am using a butter knife here. And it's looking pretty good on that one. You want to go right down the middle. And that one's looking pretty good. So let's go ahead and remove these and let them cool. And as they are cooling, we will work on the glaze. So this is everything that you will need to make the glaze that will go on top of the pumpkin bread. So we have powdered sugar or confectioner's sugar. We have some allspice. And we have frozen orange juice. This is pulp free. You want to make sure that you use pulp free. You don't want any pulp. All right. So you mix this up. Just follow the directions. It's typically 1 can of the frozen stuff in here, followed by like 3 of the cans of water. Get that all stirred up, good to go. And then you're going to use a 1/4 cup of the orange juice. Mix it with the powdered sugar and the allspice. Get it to a nice, consistent, smooth glaze, and then you'll use a basting brush like this one right here to spread it across over the glaze. So here's how we're going to make our glaze. All we need is a 1/4 cup of this orange juice here. A little bit more in there. Dump the allspice in. Take a wire whisk. And we're going to mix this all up with the powdered sugar until the powdered sugar dissolves. So this is the consistency that we are looking at for our glaze. It's got a nice color to it, really nice smell to it. All the chunks of confectioner sugar or powdered sugar is broken up. It's all dissolved, and now we have a really nice glaze. And we will now be ready to glaze up the bread. But before we do that, we are going to move the bread onto a plate. All right, so we have our pumpkin bread moved over to a good little plate here. We have our glaze right here. And now we are going to glaze up the pumpkin bread. You don't have to be skimpy on the glaze. I'm going to start it right in the middle and let all that glaze get right into the top middle part where all it's broken up. That's where we start first. And then we just brush it over the top. Don't worry if some glaze spills down the side. And there we have our glazed, homemade, family recipe pumpkin bread. So hey, check it out. If you like this video and you want to see more of these videos, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, leave a comment below, maybe even a suggestion, and we'll see what happens next week.